Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2. Our rampage is certainly reaching its middle. We're very close to being done with the Lumeris over here, and I think we're gonna go ahead and bring these guys back to Scorpius. We'll launch the attack from Scorpius, because clearly Scorpius is quite a bit closer. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about any Lumeris ships being out here. What else were we doing? We don't have anything else going on, really. Like, we gotta obviously deal with these Vaulters, but we've managed to crush their fleets. I do want to say, we were seeing some missile misses in the last couple of battles, and I was wondering if we were not being treated as though we were at long range. Like, it's still unclear to me how targeting distance works between flotillas, but some people pointed out in the comments that actually what is probably happening, given the small number of misses we were seeing, the small percentage overall of misses that we were seeing, is that the Vaulter ships are simply armed with things like these adamantium jammers, or different levels of engines give you some amount of evasion. So it probably is the case that we were hitting as though we were at long range. It's just that they have some amount of dodge. Also, apparently bombers are bugged in some kind of weird way, so I guess we'll keep an eye on that if we see any bombers. I don't think this is going to be a bomber game for us. I think we're in a really good position with our fleet design and our weaponry as it is. Alright, no big surprise, we did not win the quest to have the really great system. We don't have a lot of powerful individual systems. What we have is just a huge number of systems. A lot of population spread over a lot of planets. Okay, what are you doing? You are the guy on Aquarius. What is the story with Aquarius at this moment? Is it totally miserable? It's pretty unhappy. Okay. Fair enough. Now, we did bring him on for his influence creation abilities. But approval creates influence. You know, we'll figure out the approval thing. We gotta get the influence bonus. And I don't think it makes sense to take the percentage before taking the flat bonus. So just another 20 influence per turn is going to be pretty good for us. We can rebalance things a little bit here. So let's make this not a planet where people are enslaved, maybe? That solves a lot of the problem by itself. We can fiddle with this a little bit. Although I guess if we're gonna have, yeah, we're gonna want to do that. Make sure we have as many parashims on this system as on this particular planet as we can get. And then, unfortunately, every population point that is created from here is going to be on a planet with some cravers, which means they're going to be desperately unhappy, and we will figure it out. But we can fix their immediate unhappiness problem right now, at least. Alright, well, 15 science isn't much in the grand scheme of things, especially at this stage of the game, but it's what we have access to, so I guess it's what we're going to take. Ah yes, the amoebas. You know how they feel about art. So we can search 48% of the galaxy to find other art forms, just a big food bonus to our amoebas. Possess at least 6 influence buildings is something we are probably going to end up doing, but I don't know where my amoeba population is. I don't like these larger but more specific bonuses nearly as much. Alright, yep, we're gaining population rapidly, which is a good thing. Kurha has finished its microwave pipes, and you can see our outputs are starting to get pretty good. We're still totally miserable. Alright, well, we have an empty planet here. Let's figure out a little bit of a lowering of slave disapproval here. So let's bump a bunch of people over to this other planet where they can be happy. Pushing 40% now? That's not bad. This would be another 20. We're gonna have births. I mean, things are gonna be tough, you know. That's just how it is. Stuff is tough. I think I would rather have... Here, we'll bump you too. It's better for the amoebas rather than the Lumeris to be working alongside cravers. We probably, after we finish the luxury lottery, we probably want to move some people off of this planet. Move some of the cravers off of this planet and back to this planet so that we can take advantage of all the food that's available. Okay, over here on Virgo, it looks like we are all caught up on stuff. We're still producing people at a reasonable rate. We're still... yeah. We're producing people at a reasonable rate, and we still have a lot of room for people, is where I was going, before I got distracted by my own thoughts in the middle of my own sentence there. I don't know that... Virgo's not really in a dangerous place. It doesn't really need defensive buildings. I guess it doesn't hurt to build these. Sonic Disruption Net is, definitely has some value. Zane's is in a little bit more dangerous of a spot, so we'll go ahead and put up the impervious bunkers here. And... merge all that stuff up along with the 2 slicers from here. Okay. How's this going, Sylphie? It's bringing in ships from Virac. Okay, yeah, it's actually already set. That ship is delivering food, and then we have a colony. And we are just now beginning work on... yeah, we're just now beginning work on the exploitation tech. We had to pull off and grab some other stuff first. Wow, a lot of pirate lairs up here. Well, this is stuff that our fleets can deal with after we finish off the Lumeris problem. I don't anticipate the pirates being a big threat. So we need one more skill to move up to the next level. Yeah, this will be fine. Once we're up there, we can start to get... minus disapproval, actually. Probably pretty relevant. Okay, show me this. They've finally moved some kind of defense force into Leo. Now, let's see here. Over here on Zane's, we don't really need to build anything. I don't know that it's actually to our benefit to build a trade clearing bureau. We don't have trading companies, so actually, no, it's definitely not. We should maybe remedy that. Let's see, I want to get crust engineering. And then we need to pick up 3 more tiers here. I really do think we might be in a position where obelisks are the way to go for our victory. We could hit the science. We're 4 techs off of unlocking Genius of the Endless. And then once you pick up Genius of the Endless, it cascades pretty quickly from there. But we already have a lot of strategics. We have a lot of systems that have a lot of industry. I think we should be faster on the obelisks. I'm a little concerned that many of our high industry systems are things we've been operating for a long time, and as such might actually be depleted by the time we start to build the obelisk, but I guess we'll find out. So if we're going to pick up some stuff, let's definitely go back for cultural invertex. Super light content is not super relevant. Body Language Institute is fine, I guess, and then we just like need to pick up some other thing. These are not awesome, but we're probably not going to build this, right? Yeah, especially with that cost. We can upgrade one of our ship types. What do we have coming in faster? Antimatter. But the adamantium ships are on the attack. The adamantium slots are on the attack ships. Yeah, you know what? Let's do this. In fact, since I don't really think perfect negotiations is relevant, why don't we also pick up dependency algorithms on account of the fact that we have the pre-qualifying tech, so it'll get done faster. So in 16 turns, we could start to construct obelisks. I think. Probably it won't actually take 16 turns to do this research. Remember, we are still expanding all the time. We will get more science, but for now, this is how it's looking. And honestly, I don't think we really need to focus on building more ships for the moment. We have enough ships for the things we want to do. They're a little out of position, though. Oh, right, there's a battle and everything. Hold on. Where do I also have Altair, which was totally not on my list. Altair is basically happy, could be happier. So we have these meteor strikes neutralized. I mean, basic science stuff is pretty important. So is this stuff. In fact, probably more so. Try to get our approval levels up, and then we'll think about microwave pipes, maybe. And over on Sylphy, which is the colony we just put down, I do want to grab this. Let's do modernization first. Get the food going. I don't know what that red sang is made out of, but it seems pretty great. So you guys, yeah, want to stay at medium range, which means we do not want to stay at medium range. And I guess we don't have to watch this, but this'll be a good setup to the rest of our warmongering. You know, it's sort of a what do you call it? An amuse-bouche. I don't know. Hors d'oeuvre is what I was trying to think of. Skip to the action. So I can't imagine... Okay, yeah, they went in the same flotilla. That didn't necessarily have to happen, and I think was probably a pretty big mistake from them. So let's see. There we saw... Okay, that was a very, very small miss percentage. Quite a few of the missiles in the first volley seemed to miss, and I was wondering if we were in fact seeing 50%, but... Yeah, now we're just... It was just an unlucky volley, I guess. I gotta say, these Reapers... Really, really tough ships. Not nearly as damaging as the attack ships, the attack mediums, but man, they stand up to punishment. Okay, obviously we can attack here. Let's pop you out. Obviously we can attack here, and equally obviously, he's just gonna run. This is a weird way for you guys to put this stuff together. What's his deal? This ship was destroyed during the battle. Well, that's a little premature, don't you think? Make sure the slicers are in the long-range flotilla. Okay, and that should be the end of that. Nope, it turns out this ship was destroyed during the battle. They had already decided that they were going to attempt to retreat, despite the fact that retreat was not possible. I'm actually going to send this smaller fleet up to here. I know we just had a fleet leave there, but, you know, there's so many pirates over here now. I want to make sure that Sibel has some kind of defense. Scorpius will continue to produce ships for a while, and this fleet will head out to Lumeris Town just as soon as we get sight of that system. Should be any minute now. Alright, this is ticking down, kind of slowly, but it's getting done. Alright, I want to mash this button here. We'll go. Get in place, be in defense mode. Alright, it's trying to curtail enemy movement here. So we need 79 mushrooms now to continue our resource boost, and I think it's definitely in our best interest to do that. So where are we at on those? Okay, I need to buy 59. Let's see if that's going to be feasible. There are quite a few on the market. We're not that far off. We'll just have to go a turn or two without the boost. I was going to say I'm actually fine with that, but also, actually, we have a lot of other resources that we can sell to make up the difference. Although, of course, we are driving those prices down. That's only going to work so many times. But yeah, like, it's crazy for us not to take +2 all resources on 79 units of population. And bad news for them, they are revealed. Oops, not scavenger, slicer. It just produced me a couple more ships. I guess actually what I should do probably is make sure we have like a functional small fleet that can at least try to fight stuff off before we start working on the bigger ship. Alright, Kurha probably needs to get this stuff online. And it's usually the case that I'm more excited about predictive logistics. I gotta keep reminding myself, with the way our resources work, AI labor, definitely more important. Now that Sylphie has a little bit of food coming in, I'd love to contribute some dust to its production. We can do this. Xeno-industrial infrastructure is going to be pretty weak here. But interplanetary transport network, on the other hand, quite the opposite. Okay, we might have to contribute a little bit of dust to getting this done. Alright, how much longer do we want to ride this out? They're at 381 manpower. We probably want to take it pretty far down. Now that these ships are all ready, I think we should probably hit Gonos. I guess what we could do instead is we could just head to Rassam. We could be the front. This whole thing could just be a moving front. And we can deal with Gonos by building just a couple more ships at Vyrak. Honestly, it shouldn't take much. Yeah, alright. Okay, somehow I had selected the hangar. Yeah, so like Vyrak, what are we looking at here? That's a fairly robust garrison, actually. We like a butcher and a reaper. We'll figure it out from there. I'm really not worried about this this single cold planet, producing any like actual counter weapons. They did that thing where they sat and waited until I had hit end turn to move their ships for the turn. Okay, so what do they have coming in? Okay. Nothing too serious. Remember, the population on Scorpius should be sufficient to hold off quite a large attack. I would think. Definitely keep building science. We're pretty unhappy here. I mean, I can't really do a lot about it. This is just a miserable place to live. Alright. We're probably just going to get a retreat out of them here. I don't know why it has such a hard time predicting how I want my ships to be set up, given that it's the same for all of my fleets in all battles. Oh, that's right, they can't retreat. Oh, they almost took down the Reaper. Hero and 2 large ships. Or sorry, the hero ship and 1 medium. I don't know what I'm talking about. Alright, we definitely need to stay here and just let some repairs occur. Over here on Timos, we're remarkably happy. We've done a good job of keeping the Cravers on their own planet. Yep, so we should see our rate of science output increase dramatically over the next few turns. Vyrak's about to get all of this stuff, and yeah, this should be good. Rapidly accelerating science returns. Let's definitely attack the Argosy here. I mean, obviously it just retreats, because it has a nice neutral node nearby to go to. And I think we could probably go for this. Okay. Smoking Gun Part 1 has come to an end, and we reap the benefits of honest policy. Which is really, really good for us, actually. So where are we at on approval empire-wide at this point? 46%. That's not bad. We have a lot of planets that are, you know, still sort of coming around to understand the glory of the Hive. We could make some empire changes, some government changes, right? We do have access to us or them now. We have 2 players' home systems, so this would be 40 approval. It's probably worth picking up. We could drop the Spoils of War Act, which is starting to provide less and less for us now that we've kind of crushed a lot of the important parts of other players' armies. The downside here is that us or them is going to be a little bit too expensive for us to maintain for a long time, but we have a couple of turns of build up here, and of course we're increasing our approval, or increasing our influence gains all the time. Battle at Carius is, of course, going to be very, very easy for us. Get that civilian vessel as well, and then 767. We don't actually even have a full complement of ships, so I guess we're just going to have to hold off here. We'll just siege them down a little bit. Yeah, I didn't anticipate that single hero ship staying to fight, and even if it had, I don't think it was going to get through the Reaper's HP before it got blown up. So battles are ending all over the place. We are being harassed by lots and lots of people.
Horatio doubts your motives.
Actually, we're being harassed by the same person over and over again. So I mean, at this point, let's just get the +1 industry and science per person, because why not? We could probably bump you over to, like, evolved soils, although we don't really need to help our population growth here. We are just fine. This is Aquarius. Aquarius is a backwater. It's really, really not likely to be attacked. I don't know. Make dust for a while, I guess.
Horatio doubts.
We'll have plenty of things for you all to build soon enough. Okay, so that's not going to take very long at all. I'll press the button on this next turn, and it looks like we're probably sitting here for... probably like 4 or 5 turns. This is a medium. I probably don't want to attack it with just 2 smalls. If it wants to launch a ground campaign against us, I think we just let it. We should easily defeat their troops. I'm not at all worried about fighting Lumeris. We're still kind of having manpower issues just because I've called for an awful lot of manpower. Okay, so this is only 8k. It's obviously, it's a lot more doable now that we have a couple of buildings in place. Honestly, we maybe are not going to have to rush that at all. Raise the total amount of dust produced per turn in the galaxy. Okay. I'm working on it. We'll see. We'll get it done. Alright, even more approval for your system. Yeah, we're barely negative now, even running a pretty expensive law. Stuff is getting under control. So is Timos' problem largely an ownership problem, or... No, it is not. It is not at all. It is a problem of having 9 units of population stuck with a craver. We just move this guy over, and all of a sudden the system's ecstatic, and it makes a lot more sense to build this national museum. It is kind of frustrating how often you have to look at all of your systems and fiddle with the population, especially considering the very large number of systems you're likely to own. I guess maybe not everybody tries to keep the territory they hold, or they take, but I mean, like, if you don't do that, where are you going to find undepleted planets? So yeah, they can sit here and blockade Scorpius all they want. That doesn't really affect us. We do have a hero in the Kurha system. Let's go ahead and take the XP gain here. But Perseus is not really happy. There's not even that much I can do about it. It could have microwave pipes. They'll be less effective there than they've been in some other places, but better than nothing. Okay, let's definitely get some of these basic science structures built. Honestly, this'll help. This'll help. We could probably put that before everything else. We have a remarkable amount of stuff together here. We probably don't need to increase our rate of gain of Hyperium, but also this is pretty close to free. Alright, so 7 turns on this. You know, we probably should still just push this along. We have the tech now to mine this stuff. Or we have the tech to mine Quadronix. We ought to just get the Quadronix coming in. And then we can use Quadronix sales to fund other projects. Right, obviously, this thing needs to buzz off. And it is time to begin the ground assault. Now, Vaulters are a lot tougher than the enemies we've been facing so far. We have a little bit of room under our manpower cap for this battle, so I think I'm going to go for preemptive bombing, even though it's going to cut out some of the troops that we're contributing here. It's not going to cut out that many, and the extra damage is significant. All right, maybe I was speaking too highly of them. They really did not do a lot of damage to us there. What a strange way to build a system. Alright, well, it seems to me that it's pretty wrong for people to be on Leo 2. I mean, I guess our approval level is going to be mutinous no matter what right here at the beginning, so we may as well do that. Are you kidding me? You have 4 planets colonized. You don't have Xeno-industrial infrastructure built. I cannot understand what these guys are doing sometimes. Alright, I may as well just drop this as well. Blitz, make absolutely sure we get that as thoroughly as possible. Now, Rassam is a little bit less compelling, but it is a hot system. It has a lot of production capability. We could make something of this. I'm not in a big hurry to do so. We're going to spend dust on making sure we get this finished, and then we'll worry about Rassam afterward. And honestly, from there, there's no reason for us to hang around. Let's head this way. We'll take Ganos later. I'm not at all concerned about this. Should this fleet immediately try to run to Lupus? Because we could catch this escaping Vaulter ship. Horatio might have some feelings about us running combat fleets through his airspace, and also, the 4th Ruining Horde here is not actually that well outfitted to carry on a war. Why don't we go to Arcturus? We'll meet these guys at Arcturus. We'll burn it down so that I don't have to worry about pirate ships getting all up in my face. And then we'll swap ships in and fill his fleet out completely. And then he'll go on a Vaulter Purge. You'll notice, they have a significant advantage here, but they dare not attack. I gotta say, it's an impressive amount of restraint for them, because I think this ground battle would be a disaster. Well, I used my action point already. There's not much I can do other than float here. So I think we're still quite far away from a conquest victory. The main reason I'm talking about obelisks and stuff is that I don't know that we could pull off conquest victory any faster than we'd be able to pull off the obelisk victory.
Horatio has an eternal task to beautify the galaxy.
Yeah, go ahead and step up, buddy. I don't think that's going to go the way he wants it to go at all. The thing is, he's right that we're already at war, but, like, not in a way that's helpful to him. He left me alone with a revealer. Yeah, I'll hit that. Get out of here. Like, we're at it. We're in another war that has drawn all of my ships to the front between me and him. If he attacks me right now, it's basically suicide.
An eternal task to beautify.
Obviously, I will not. I will not ever stop attacking your stuff, Horatio. If you have a problem with it, you can come over here and tell me to my face. Alright, big science increase on Kurha right as we're starting to build science buildings. Yeah, we already have quite a bit of science output. I mean, there's just so many people here. But I wonder, should we bounce that dude to a different system? Kurha's actually not that far off of being our best science output system. We could, like, swap him and the amoeba, maybe? It's probably worth doing. Right, you don't have any big science boosts, no. You do have some pretty good stuff, though. I wouldn't want to risk crashing out Virak's approval level. It's not even that good now, and this system is getting 44 points of approval from the hero. So actually, it's probably not a good idea to pull a big switch like that. Now, he's fine where he is.
Horatio has...
Yeah. Plus a very, very small amount of defense per turn, like a completely inconsequential amount. We're not even going to fight your soldiers, man. We're just going to shoot them from space until they're all dead. How do you think this is going to help you? Huh. It looks like all of these ships left to go to Deneb? What is waiting for them at Deneb? Like, what's the value of that? Didn't make any kind of sense. Well, I mean, if that's what they want to do, I guess it's fine with me. Gets them out of my hair. You can see our influence production sort of bouncing around as our approval levels rise and fall all over the place. Alright, we can finish burning this out. So yeah, I'll just trade the Butcher and 3 Slicers over to his fleet. I guess, actually, that's not really different from just reassigning him to the other fleet as a hero. Although, I guess I actually couldn't have done that, because we're not in a friendly system. Alright, I let that go way too long before actually paying for it. Now let's rush things a little bit on Rassam to get this place set up. With only one planet, Xeno-industrial infrastructure is not too compelling. What are his system upgrades? Ship buyout cost. Wow. Those are some bad modernization upgrades. I don't know what he's thinking. I guess the best thing to do is to try to pick up another world? Like, pick up Rassam 1, put a couple of people on there to help accelerate industry output. We'll have to spend some dust on that. I think we want to take another big influence boost. I'd love to be stable with the laws that we have right now. Alright, Timos, we probably don't want to build any well-being foundations until I'm sure we're clear on resources. What are we going to need? They are 80 apiece, and we have to make 4 of them. So yeah, we definitely don't want to spend any antimatter right now. No large amounts of antimatter. Gonna have to stop building ships, for sure. Honestly, I think this is where we're at on Timos. Now on Sibel, it definitely makes more sense to build defensive structures, but I guess we also have a lot of other stuff to build. Single point of Craver population showed up and is really making the place unlivable for everybody else. Why don't we bounce a bunch of the population like over to here? That'll help a little bit. You know, I can move him over here as well. That'll make us a little bit more content, and it will dramatically increase the science output of this system. Okay, culture unshock, that's helpful. Help us offset all the stuff we're constantly taking from other players. Finally working on those ships over here. Alright, are we looking ready to do this now? I'm still not really sure what our second resource here is going to be. It would be cool if it could be like, I don't know, Transvine? Something that actually helps with the approval. Did I have a plan for this? I feel like I had a plan. It could be something we just buy, right? Unfortunately, in a not terribly surprising move, there's really not any high-level strategics or high-level luxuries available on the marketplace. We could just buy a whole lot of Jadonics, since it seems like a lot of people are selling it. It would be like 75, though, right? 75 is a lot to buy. Yeah, I guess for right now we're still not developing systems any further because I don't have any idea what to do with them. I'm really disappointed with the percent chance of victory that our enemies are being given here. Doesn't quite seem correct. Put them down to 207. Again, I'm a little worried about conscription and stuff. I want to make sure that when we do deliver an attack, it is decisive. Alright, we're only content. I can make some difference by adjusting population, but I don't know on different systems. But I don't know that it's going to be enough to drag the whole empire up to 85. That is a Lumeris ship. Get out of here with that. Okay, well this feels a little bit desperate. Like what was the ship's plan? If it got through the blockade, got to the other side, like where was he going to go that was like I don't know, I guess if you're a scout ship, what are you gonna do, right? But it feels crazy to try to get back home at this point. Alright, I think we can probably lock this up in... Yes, lock it up in 1, good enough. So I think this fleet over here is now on pirate duty. This should be the last of the Lumeris. It may take them a couple of turns to actually die out, because I think they have to lose all of their ships before they count as actually being gone. Oh. Huh. I don't know that I've ever seen that anomaly before. Let's see, we're currently mutinous. Let's get some basics going here.
Horatio has an eternal...
You know what? Actually, a truce... I just kind of reflexively rejected the truce, but a truce with the Vaulters isn't the end of the world. We're not actually able to fight them right now anyway. It is going to affect our approval. But actually, I think this is a truce we should take. Probably. Yeah, I don't know that it matters very much, honestly. And then we should initiate war against the Horatio.
We apologize if you are peeved, but...
Surprise declaration. Also, we're immediately blowing up your civilian fleets. Oh no, not Leo. So this ground battle is in no real danger of ending in their favor, because even if they take the system, we just immediately take it back. Keep these guys here, continue bombarding the pirates. It shouldn't take too much manpower to actually burn the pirate base out. So let's go ahead and do a conscription real quick here. No big surprise, our troops are superior in strength to theirs to a degree where it just doesn't matter if they're superior in number. It would have to be quite an advantage for them to get through. Alright, well... Elma definitely should have that, and then probably should follow it up with actual defensive structures, because we could get into some danger over here, I guess, if stuff just ran right past Leo. Alright, I think there's no reason for me really to wait. Let's just go ahead and move on. I'll have you join them at Tikal. Make sure that this is still the right thing to do. I don't think that we have anything I would rather build. We could go for... we can't do it here because there are no cravers here. But on any system that has cravers, we could do some feeding pit stuff, but like... I don't know. I'm not that worried about it. I guess if we could use it to slingshot the entire Empire's approval up enough to clear the next level, to get into the next quantum, I suppose that would be good, but also, like... For real, I don't think it's really that good of a play. So we probably want to put up sustainable farms. I don't know that we actually want to have population working over here right now. Like, it's a good planet, obviously, eventually, but I think we should probably keep everybody over here for the moment. Okay. We need the industry too badly. So keep in mind, this is our score with us still being at war against the Lumeris. When they are properly eliminated, we're going to lose a bunch of approval. And we might have to figure out a new play from there. Going out to grab Rimor, I think, is going to turn out to be really valuable for us. Get this attack going before they can run. At this point, we can definitely just transfer to Protect System. There is no chance that this battle ends up in the enemy's favor. Yeah, people are just not prepared to fight our defense forces, even when they're sort of not ours. Other players' defense forces under our command. Okay, Scorpius finally finished building the thing it was building. This is not a great building here. It's going to be... Yeah, it's not going to be boosted or anything, because we don't... I mean, we can move Cravers over to this planet. But I think in this case we might actually want to go Predictive Logistics first. This Reaper is part of the defense fleet against the pirates, just in case we should need such a thing. Obviously here he's just going to retreat. Need him to buzz off. We are actually at peace with the Vaulters right now. Okay, I guess those are acceptable rewards. Not very exciting. So do I want to try to get aggressive with this fleet and send it into Horatio space to draw his attention off? I think I do. And who knows, maybe he won't have any fleets to spare over here and we'll be able to just burn some stuff. Alright, what do these pirates want? Apparently just to get annihilated. Okay, our law got cancelled. Despite the fact that we have way more influence than we need to keep it running. And also, our society is kind of dependent on it. Alright, we should probably actually wait for those to get burned out. I don't want to end up in a protracted battle on pirate systems. We're 3 turns off of being able to consider the beginning of our obelisk plan here. We have the resources to start building a few of them. Or sorry, I think it's 40 and 40 for the top tier resources, so actually... Actually, we are not anywhere near being able to build a few of them. Alright, chase them off, then fly after them and catch up. Pretty classic strategy, something we do an awful lot of, I feel like. It feels like everybody else's ships are just slower than mine. Alright, he's brought in a medium. I am not exactly terrified of it. So when the truce is up against the Vaulters, we can go ahead and take Gonos. Like I said, I am extremely not worried about it. I think this truce probably had no negative effect on us at all. Except that they get to pay us for a while. Alright, so Sylphie's got some basic food. Alright, if we pick this up, Xeno-industrial infrastructure will be an awful lot better. Okay, there was something around here that I was going to spend dust on, but I don't remember what. Somewhere where I was like, oh, this place is definitely going to need help. That's right, it was here. It was helping to build up Rassam. Well, that is a Lumeris ship. It's kind of not in my best interest to attack it, right? Alright, well, we'll have to deal with that. Just give me a minute here. We don't actually have a huge amount of dust laying around, so it might not be easy to buy enough mushrooms to keep our population boost going. Alright, well, it seems pretty obvious we're going to extra approval with him. Yeah, I am not going to attack you. Yeah, 2 worlds is good enough, I think, to pick up Xeno-industrial infrastructure. We definitely don't want to rush it, because we're going to need to... Let's see, we're at 38 mushrooms now. I don't know what we need. Oh! Wow. That's a lot more. We're going to have to wait a little while on this, unless the price of the mushrooms has really cratered. No, we don't have enough money for that. Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to be doing without our population boost for a little while. "57% mutinous." These numbers don't always match up with the the values that are supposed to be associated with them. Now let's run all this stuff out. We could definitely fix up our population a little bit. But also we're at 57%. Maybe we don't need to that much. Yeah, let's not worry about it for right now. Perseus is getting pretty powerful. We still don't really want to build a national museum here, but in every other way, this place is coming along. Probably the expanded mines for extra quadronics are better than the alternative there. And we have no strategics here. We have an awful lot of enslaved population. We actually still need the ice colonization tech. And this will be a good planet too. Let's hue that up. Probably this one? Yeah. So I guess in the meantime, work toward additional approval. Now look at this nonsense. Look at this nonsense. Okay. The Lumeris are properly eliminated. I have acquired the Citadel of Demography, plus 50% diplomatic pressure. Not really that useful to me.
The Vordiani and our church
Okay. Wow, that's not just a ship, that's an ark. Over here on Kurha, we may need to build ships, actually. Hold on. I guess you know what we should do is we should build this. Get a little bit of XP for the ships that we may need to build in the near future here. And on Sable, far off in the distance. Okay. They brought a lot of ships. They brought a hero. They've got a couple of mediums to challenge us with. So my butchers are showing up at 2,484 offense. And they're actually being outstripped by the Horatio. So some of them are on one of these larger, one of these mediums is a short-range ship. The other is a long-range ship. So we may want to adjust our tactics a little bit. I feel like there's a lot of tactics that put a long-range flotilla at top, and I'm a little worried about this Imposer getting to take what it wants at top. Maybe we should stick with Grim Recycling, but rebalance it so that most of the dangerous stuff is down here. Just to try to evade direct combat with the Imposer. Although, it's probably going to get to attack us at long range from its flotilla to our flotilla that way. So yeah, why don't we try something like this instead? What have we seen them do? We've never seen Horatio use a long-range tactic. Okay. We probably don't want to split it up this much. I don't want to lose the Reaper, is my concern. But I'm all projectile defenses. If it turns out that he's not putting his big ship in the top flotilla, this is going to look a lot worse. But we still might be able to beat it. This is going to be a fairly serious battle, though. It'll give us a good idea of Horatio's proper military strength. We are probably going to need to remachine a little bit, pick up some new modules. Fortunately, we have a lot of freedom in terms of our scientific output. Okay, he did in fact go for big missile ship at the top. That was an impressive volley. No, wait, this is the bottom. Never mind. So we've lost our medium ship here already. His is still up, so that spells doom for the other ships in the flotilla. But okay, it looks like we got him on that volley at least. And I would expect the rest of these are going somewhat our way. We wiped out their middle very, very easily. And now they're just going to eat a lot of missiles from their other flotillas here. And look at the Reaper just takes a beating. I mean, this thing's weapons are quite outdated, so that's definitely playing a part here. We are getting most of our missiles shot out of the sky. That's a problem. The Reaper itself is able to still do reasonable damage, though. Okay, this went pretty well for them, I think. Obviously, they probably would have preferred to win, but managing to take out more than half of my fleet is strong. Even if we were able to hang around, the amount of damage that we're doing to their population now is so low. And we now have access to our obelisk design. And I'm pretty sure we can make a pretty good push at this, but I think, here's what we're going to do. I think I'm going to end the episode here for today. And on my own time, off camera, I'm going to do the very exciting thing of trying to optimize industry outputs a little bit. So, that's going to be it for us for today. Come back next time, and I will explain how I shifted all the spreadsheets around. And we'll see you then.